Xiaomi's back! Greetings and welcome to SmartWatchTix.com. Have the Redmi Watch 2 Lite in here. We've already done a review of the original Redmi Watch 2, and if you recall, it was primarily Chinese watch, only worked in Chinese and English, and only in English if you set it up like it was coming from the Chinese server. Oh man, it was a problem. But they have released this international version here. If I can figure out how to get in the box, there we go. And this watch is pretty much identical to the original, only it's light. Light means it doesn't have GPS in it, I think. Or does it? No, this has GPS, and it has the same 100-some-odd activities that you can do. It doesn't have NFC. That's what's missing, is the NFC capability, which you could only use in China anyway with the original, so no big loss there. But what it doesn't have is on the screen, the AMOLED screen with the always-on capability. But it does have a super bright, you're going to see it in a minute, screen, and we're going to talk about that. First, I want to let you know you can pick it up from Banggood, and it's a good price for everything that it does. It's 5 ATM waterproof, folks. Yes, it does have onboard GPS and all kinds of fitness modes with it, 24-hour heart rate, a 1.5-inch HD screen. Check the show notes for the buying link down there. It's about $57 right now. I doubt it'll go lower. It might go up, and if it does, I hopefully will have a coupon for you that you can get that price back down again. In terms of overall specs, here we go. Sorry, it's a bit small, but hopefully you can read the whole thing here. It says it's using the MiWear app, but we'll check that out. They've been changing apps on us recently. Here's some of the other specs, the health functions that it comes with, and of all the other kind of support, the different applications that are built into it. It's waterproof to 5 ATM, like I said, and overall info on the battery, its longevity, and what it comes with. Okay, we're going to take it all apart and charge it up for you and then run through the paces and tell you a little bit about how it compares with its big sister. Oh, you're right, I forgot the manual. Sure, sorry. Oh, wow, look at that. There's a whole bunch of languages in here. We are going to start out in English with a product overview, very basic stuff, how you set it up and charge it, where you want to wear it, the QR code. You could scan that and try to download the app, or I recommend you actually use the link I have in the show notes for the app that we know will work with this, and it'll be through the Google Play Store as well. If you're on iPhone, different thing there, but you do have an app that will work for you on iPhone as well. Okay, how you adjust and install and take out the bands. They're pretty unique bands on this one, so they're not your standard removable type, but they are removable if you want to change them out. There's your specs. It's using Bluetooth 5.0 as well, so should have good range and distance in its connectivity for tethering. A warranty notice, and that is it. All right, here we go. Well, here they both are. Which one is the AMOLED screen? Which one is the standard TFT screen? Which one has always-on capability and which one doesn't? Which one is clearer, brighter? Really hard to tell, huh? The edge brightness is about the same. The lumens or nits are big on both of them. That one goes completely off, and this one goes into the always-on screen, which you can only have on an AMOLED screened device. So, as you can see, this is the original China version of the Watch 2, and this is the Watch 2 Lite. Now, the best way to do this overall review is to just kind of scroll through the apps and everything and show you just the differences. And then at the end of this little segment, I'm going to post in the full reviews of all of the features we did on this one. Now, when we're here, you see there's a little bit different thing right at the top that's not on this one. I'll cover that in just a moment as we go into the app drawer. Workout, activity, stats are the same. Heart rate, blood oxygen, sleep time, stress, breathing. Even female cycles is the same. You get here to the Me AI, and that's what that little circle is, and that's the equivalent of the Google Assistant or Siri, but it's the China version. It's been taken off of the Lite and the global version, and it's not supported. And of course, it doesn't even work on this one unless you're in China. But weather's the same, music, camera. Now, before we get there, you got cards and Alipay that you don't have on the Lite. These are features that involve an NFC or QR code concept in China, and it only works in China. It's been pulled off on the global version as all. This isn't even for sale in China. This is exclusively there. Sorry, you guys tell me, don't shake the watches. Okay, I'm going to stop. Double tap works on both of them, you notice. I like this one. It's a bit brighter. It's more of a white than a blue-white, but that's just my preference. The music is the same, camera, alarms, and stopwatch, timer. Even the compass is the same. You have notifications, find your phone, flashlight. There is a help screen here that gives you some guidance on that AI stuff. But it's, of course, been taken off on this one. And then you hit settings. And when you're in settings is the only other difference. All the watch face, all this other stuff is the same. You can do a pin on both of them, Bluetooth. When you get to display, you see you have always on display here. You don't have that here. You have the double tap. You have the cover to sleep, which is really all you need. Cover it, and it's off. Double tap, and it's double tap. And it's on. It always does that. It's so shy. It's amazing. Cover it or twist your wrist. There's a lot of ways to turn it on, and you can set the timeout to 20 seconds, so you can almost have the equivalent of an always-on appearance on the Lite version of the watch. But if you absolutely have to have this, then you're going to have to go for the original. So let's dive in and take a look at the apps and information on the Watch 2 and compare it now as how it fits for the Watch 2 Lite. When you slide down, you have your time and notifications. Anything sent to you, that you've set up from your phone will be here, and readable, of course. You can't reply. There's no keyboard, but you can actually see it all there. When you come up this way, you bring up this little pattern where I can turn on and off, twist your wrists, do not disturb. You've got a flashlight you can turn on and off at night if you need to. You've got a wake for 5 minutes, which will make the watch force it to stay on. If you don't have those other goodies all activated, then you can have this activated so the watch will remain on if you need it on for an extended period of time, but then it'll revert back to the old format. Pretty darn nice. Then you have alarms that you can double check and set them and turn them off and do things with them. And then, of course, your settings. This is where it gets really fun. You've got the different watch faces. We've been looking at that one. Here's another custom one I downloaded as well. I like this one. It shows you your battery power left here, steps, and temperature in your area. Now, I bring this up because you see the temperature is in centigrade, and I don't have a way to change it to Fahrenheit, and all the other measurements are in metric as well. You got something like that, and I believe all of these are replaceable. These are in English names, but then when you get into the downloads, they're in Chinese names. They didn't change all of that. Let's pick that one. That's their stock one that they always come up with. And we were, if I recall, in here at watch faces. You also have a brightness control, auto bright, or you can set the levels. There's the full level 5. You can go all the way down to level 1, which is nice and dim for night. But if you just leave it in auto adjust, it's going to make it just right for what you need. Outside, it'll definitely light it up and easy to read outside. Your overall do not disturb, and you can set a schedule for that for when you go to bed so it won't interrupt things. You've got your overall workouts. You can auto-detect either a run or a walk depending on what you'd like. And once you've done enough of it and it senses it, if you forgot to record it, it'll automatically start that. Yeah, you can lock this. You can set a pin for the watch so it'll remain locked. Don't forget the pin. Probably have a hard time getting back in, but it is a lockable watch. You can get a reminder when you disconnect from your phone if you want to make sure you're connected all the time, just in case you don't want to be losing anything transferred over. And now this is display on the Watch 2 Lite, and it is missing the entry for always on. But you do have the cover to sleep, which allows you to just cup over it and put it to sleep, or double tap to wake up. You can have either of those on or off, and you can change your auto lock from as short as 5 seconds to as long as 20 seconds. This is some really advanced controls on the display of your watch. You can have enhanced or standard vibration. I like to really feel it. All of these are going to eat away at your battery somewhat, but I'm getting like maybe 4 days on a full charge at maximum load. If you can live with that, that's great. If you're going to charge it once a week, you might want to turn some of these things off. System just gives you reboot, power off, and completely reset the watch. And finally, About Watch for this model is the REDMI Watch 2 Lite, different than the basic Watch 2. And that's all from the settings here. And so far, that's all we've looked at, this way and this way, right? Okay, going this way now, we get into all of our different tiles or cards. This is our heart rate. It's giving you the current heart rate. It'll calculate that as it goes along. Your low and your high are here, and your daily graph. And I get out and try to walk a little bit every hour, and you can see the bump up in my heart rate when we do that. Here's blood oxygen. I can touch the button and take a measurement. It is sensitive to this thing, so you want to make sure you do stay still and give it time for it to calculate the reading. I'm getting between 95 and 100. It's a little lower than what a lot of the other watches give me. I really don't know which is accurate. I kind of think I would think this one because it's pretty expensive. It is using the red diode, by the way, in the back. Can you see it? Oh, green and red. It's a Christmas watch. All right, well, and I see it says keep still, so I kind of bailed out of that one. But anyway, it's also doing it on a regular basis every hour or so, and it's showing you your readings. It's not showing you a number here. I wish it did that, but if you see something drop, just be aware that you want to look further at what it might be causing that. Here is, what are we looking at? Stress, I think. This is, well, ask for information. Stress is your body's reaction to challenge. Some tips about it. And I've got 56, 33, 65. We'll see all that data in the app. Last night's sleep time. I don't have a way to show anything more than the total, but it does tell you what it means, and the fact that it's doing blood oxygen, heart rate. If you want all that, you turn on the advanced capability, which of course is going to pull away from the battery a little bit. Here's our workouts. I say go, and it immediately starts up with the last one that I did, which was walking. It vibrated. It's waiting for GPS, and it got it like that, indoors. Really good hookup. And you saw the picture of the house, and that's from Google Maps, and it's really darn accurate in its location. I hit go, and it would go. I can go into settings. I can change goals, and I can set a time goal. You have a calories goal that you can set if you want to, and you have a distance in kilometers. Remember, we're not able to shift to British, English, Imperial, so you're not going to have it in miles. And when it's doing it, it clicks off and it shows you each kilometer as well. So that's all there too. Now, of course, you can change different activities, but this one was that immediate quick one that we got from that card right here. If you want a different workout, you can get to it. So we've got heart rate, we've got blood oxygen, sleep time, stress, sleep time, and your current workout. And those are all changeable within the app as well. And then that's it, right? And this just loops around this way. So the last thing, of course, would be to push the side button. When I tap that, I get my whole app drawer, which includes workouts, and here they all are. This is a subset. Notice I got swimming. We got definitely waterproof watch here. Ellipticals, yoga. These are stock ones they have in here. High impact, interval training, right? Triathlon, cycling, walking, outdoor run. Some of these key into GPS, some of them don't, obviously. You got core training, flexibility. These are things I've added, these last groupings, but you can also add a ton more, grouped into water sports and so forth. Look at these, 117 of them, kayaking, rafting, you name it. This is a definite fitness watch. If you're into fitness, you can add all kinds of things to it. The activity is what we just did, and here's the most recent walk. There's the basic information on it. Steps, heart rate. Then we've got our pace, cadence, and so forth. And I got another walk, and then I got a treadmill that doesn't involve GPS, so we don't have any of the step kind of stuff going on or any tracking information on it. And that's all here. We'll see that in the app. Stats. This is our calories burned, our step count, and how many times you stood in the last, or every hour. 6 out of 12 hours so far, Mr. Tix has been up. There's an hour I was editing where I just sat at the computer. That's pretty cool if you want to try to light up all those green things. Here's your heart rate. That's the card we just saw. Here's your blood oxygen and sleep and stress. We've seen those cards. Here's a breathing exercise thing where you can actually change it to moderate, fast, or slow, depending on if you've been working out and whatnot. And then it'll give you a breath in, breath out. You can change the minutes there. And keep still. It's vibrating as it's counting down. It's giving you an inhale thing, circle that you can watch, and it vibrated, so you can also do it with your eyes closed as you exhale. It's a single vibration both at the top and the bottom, so no matter which way you feel you want to inhale or exhale, will work for you. It doesn't seem to have different intervals. Cycles, ladies. You'll see in the app I registered as a female and set up a cycle with duration and all kinds of stuff, and this is what it's showing. It's currently the 10th. It's in that purple zone. There's a pink zone, and it tells you what those things are, and then you can learn more about it as well. So not just a report that you're safe or ovulating or whatever these fancy terms are, you actually get the calendar that shows you, the same one that you got in the app itself. Weather works though, but it's always in centigrade. You get the current weather, and of course you get your prediction weather too. And then as you scroll up, it shows you where you are, and beyond that, you have these different things. I presume that's humidity, that's wind speed, your UV index, and predictions for the next several days and the last time that was updated. That's all in the weather. Remote music player, remote camera, alarms we saw. You've got a stopwatch that will only work while it's running. It doesn't do it in the background. You've got countdown timers in this one. Hey, look at this, a compass, a real live compass. You have to calibrate it. I've already done that. I'm sitting in the north, and as you can see, it's pretty darn accurate. They don't really talk much about the fact it's got the compass in it. That's kind of a nice Easter egg. There's your notifications, find the phone, flashlight, help, and overall settings, which we already looked at as well. Now, let's hop over and see what's going on in the app and the interface with this watch. Now, last time we did this review on the REDMI Watch 2, we showed you everything there was about the Xiaomi Wear app, and that app has completely been discontinued. When you do an update on your phone, if you had that one in there, it's not going to show up anymore. It's going to show up as Mi Fitness, and then this will be in parentheses, and I'm sure eventually they'll drop that completely. In the updates, it says that it has been upgraded to Mi Fitness. So Mi Fitness is the app to use for the Redmi Watch 2 and Watch 2 Lite. What I'm going to show you here, when you get into it, which you'll see in that review, took a bit of time and process to set up, you'll get into the device tab and be able to see that the Watch 2 is connected, and here's all the information in the Mi Fitness app. Here's the Mi Fitness app on a different phone, and this is the Watch 2 Lite. I'm going to run through the review of the original Xiaomi Wear app because it's basically identical to these, but I do want to point out the differences here. As you scroll through in the device section, you'll see that you have watch faces, app notifications, incoming calls. All these are the same. Things you can set up for heart rate, sleep, blood oxygen, stress, standing. Your weather, camera, and workouts are here. But there's cards. And as we just mentioned, the cards are for the setting up your QR code processes with the NFC that's in the Watch 2 that's not in the Watch 2 Lite. So this is not appearing in the app. It's the same app. It's just the app is screening it out when you register this particular watch. Your widgets, app layout, raise to wake are the same. And here we go with the Mi AI for the what do you call the personal assistant, right? The equivalent of Siri, that kind of thing. But it doesn't work outside of China, and it's only on the Watch 2. And then you've got this optimized voice recognition associated with that. So these are not over here either. Then you've got the Health Center update and about the device. When you go back to your health tabs, this is basically the same. They've played with this picture a little bit. It's not on this one at this point, but you're about to see all of these tabs filled out and what they do. And again, it's going to be exactly the same for the Lite as it is for the Watch 2. And sorry about the reflections. It always happens when I've got the night style of app where the background's black. All right, here we go. When you get into it and it's set up and you're logged in and you're in the right region, you can get into here and it'll synchronize right away with the watch. I got 2202 steps and 94 calories, so it's up to date right now. Here's our overall workout history. We talked about that and showed you that one walking down there. Here's another one. Here's the picture. And look at that. There's the house, and the little walk is way over here in the nice little forest path. And the basic data is in here as well. Pace, cadence, heart rate. Yeah. And of course, this could be much more elaborate if I did some real serious exercising, but I haven't. But anyway, that's what you get overall in this section. All of it, year, month, day, whatever you'd like, is available right through here. In this area, that's your step count by hour and day, week, and month. So those are basic. Here is last night's sleep time. Now on the watch, you only saw the total. Here you're getting all of this, where yellow is awake, I believe, and I do remember being awake for a while. Deep, light, REM sleep, percentages are there, and it's showing you in the cards when you were in these different segments. So I had a good dream going on between 1:53 and 2:28 a.m. apparently. It gives you also a prediction on whether you need more deep sleep or what. So I was awake more and I didn't get some good deep sleep, so I could use that. Here we go with heart rate. Now, I had set this for every minute, and then later, that was yesterday, and then for today, I set it for every 5 minutes. And these are individual increments, and it looks like it's on every minute here, and that's the heart rate. So you can see if you're going into an active dream or something, if the heart rate bumps up a little bit, what time that happened at 3:06, and then you can check other things related to that. Here's the incremental blood oxygen being taken every 10 minutes, it looks like. It's ending in O2 on all of them. 96, 94, 93. Seems a bit low. Might not have been tight enough. I'm not sure. Collapse. I've been scared to hit that. If you get low blood oxygen and you hit collapse, what does that mean to you? I'd rather not collapse. But I think all it means is, collapse the columns. Goal is 8 hours of sleep. You can change all of that. And we're using the REDMI Watch 2 as the watch. You can switch to different devices they interface with the app if you're using different things. So you might use a band to sleep with and a watch to run with and during the day. So you can actually change devices here. You got an overall settings to turn on or off the advanced sleep monitoring. If you don't need that, turn it off. And then you'll have longer battery life overall. That's the sleep section. We got a bunch more cards. You still with me? Okay, great. Here is our activity: calories, steps, movement, tips, calories burned, steps walked, movement, summary. Pretty much, and you saw it by different days in there too. Here's the continuous heart rate, set it every 5 minutes. This is today, and I want to go back to yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. There's midnight to 12. That's for today. I'm not getting anything for before, but there we go. Anyway, okay. February 9th, and we're on the 10th. 7th. 10th. Okay, and there's today. So once you fuss with it, you can get that. And of course, you can see now it's doing it every 10 minutes, it looks like, right? But there's the heart rate. Daily summary, average, max, minimum, and your manual records are available to you if you're doing it individual heart rate testing, I guess. Okay, that's heart rate. Blood oxygen, similar kind of thing. You get kind of a scatter here of a range during a half-hour period that it's giving you readings. I got one way over here, 90 to 95. I honestly don't trust that one. I don't think I'd be in good shape if I was down around 90. It really should be between 95 and 100. So I'm not sure this is accurate. I'd want to test this against a more calibrated instrument to get the true values of it. If it is, I got to breathe deeper. And there's about information. See, consistent readings below 90 are considered low. So that's blood oxygen. And then energy. Hasn't worked for me. I'm not sure how it works, but it's available. It's also a card you can add to the watch. And it looks like it might need to take into consideration several days worth of activity, because it's based on sleep and workout and heart rate variability and more. So the more you wear it, maybe this will start kicking in. If anybody knows about it, leave a comment. That'll help us all out. We got stress. We saw that. I'm a little stressed right now doing the review, you could tell. And last night I was nice and low, 28, relaxed. I'm up in the 56 right now. About stress, range, stress details. I haven't hit severe, little bit of moderate, mild, and relaxed. So kind of good to monitor your stress if that's something you need to take into consideration. Pi, P-A-I. There's a lot out there from Amazfit about Pi, and it's also integrated here. This takes several days before you start getting Pi data that you can rely on. There's a whole Q&A and accessing a website there, and it'll give you all you need to know or want to know about what Pi, P-A-I is and how it works. But it's a good indicator for those that use it. Here's our chart that we just saw on the watch. That entire calendar was there. This is the cycle information, and you can put in your own history and stuff. So for the ladies, this is a really nice sized watch, and it does a great job of monitoring all kinds of aspects related to the physiological cycles. Standing times, we saw that also. 7 a.m., that's the one I missed, but I was up at 6 and so forth, been up every hour. And this is just a matter of did you stand up? It's not really anything more than that. You don't have to walk 100 steps or 100 miles or anything. And this is VO2 max. Again, it's something that I think you need to have some data on in order for it to work. And I don't have anything on that, so I haven't seen any data here yet either. The more you use it, the better you're going to get in terms of some of the data that you can take advantage of. And all that, guys, is just the first tab status. Workouts, now that's going to give you options to change outdoor running and walking and outdoor cycling, and right below here is a complete aerial map of my area with my current location identified, and so you can set these things up and you can activate them right from the watch if you want to. Health is another different category down here where you can create habits and build habits, workout plans, courses. Look at this stuff, kinds of documentation. It's in Chinese, so that could be a problem. Again, this watch is primarily for the Chinese market, but it supports Chinese and English operation, which is why we can actually use it and see what all the different things are. But remember, it's really targeted for the Chinese market. If they come up with an official global version of the REDMI Watch 2 Global, these things hopefully will still be in here and be translated to English. Looking at the pictures, this honestly looks more like it was American produced and translated to Chinese. So maybe there's an undoing of this back to the way it was. And you can hit more and get access through their server to a whole lot more activities and information. Just stuff you got to jump into and see what they are. And of course, you can always play with the translator to help you out with this. Look at that. Yeah. Detailed technical information related to all kinds of aspects of health and fitness. That's in my health routine. And then your portfolio, the last thing, this is where you can set yourself up. I've selected female and just took the default information from here, but I always try to do gender for female nowadays to make sure it'll trigger the period cycle information. If I select male, it oftentimes doesn't even appear. Your watch faces, your local ones, these are the ones I have in, and then you can access their server and see a variety of online faces as well. Not a huge number, but some. There's some analog, some digital, some Casio kind, some cartoon kind. And that's about it so far. I imagine they'll do thematic ones around different holidays and such. And you can just pick one and apply it. Oh, look at this. You can adjust the style any which way you want to. Lots of capability for playing with watch faces. Apps, incoming calls, permissions. Here's where you can set up things like your heart rate, resting heart rate, and alert values, your overall sleep active monitoring, blood oxygen, how frequently you want it, every 10 minutes or 30 minutes. Same thing for stress, all-day monitoring. Each of these adds taking away your battery power, right? Idle alert, that's if you're sedentary and helps you get up. Weather, camera, workouts, the widgets, your app layout, whether you want a list or grid kind. And let's switch it to grid kind, and we'll take a look at that. Synced successfully, so we come back over here, go into our apps, and now they're in a grid instead of linear, so you need to know what the icons are, but it's quicker and easier to get to them. That's what that does. About the device, and then unpair. That's the app, this is the watch, and here's how you get it. The official Xiaomi REDMI Watch 2 Lite comes to us from Banggood. Now, you can pick it up right now using the link in the show notes, and we've got a really good discount price. If, when you're watching this, the price has gone up a bit, check for a coupon discount. We've got a whole special page of unique discounts for all the different watches I've reviewed when they come up, and they rotate them periodically. So you always want to check to see if you're getting the best price. Once again, the Watch 2 Lite is available globally. It has all of the features of the Watch 2 except no NFC chip inside, which the original Watch 2 doesn't work outside of China with its NFC. It does not have an AMOLED screen, but it has a super bright TFT type of a screen, and everything else is pretty much the same. 5 atmosphere waterproof, 100 different fitness modes, and so on. If you want the watch too, check the review that we've got on that one. There is a buying source for it. If you're buying outside of China, it's a little tricky to set it up. It will work in English. Some of the features don't come through completely, but most everything does, and you'll have the always-on capability. Now, one more option. If you want the always-on and all of the features here, but you're willing to do it in a band instead of a watch, the Xiaomi Redmi Smart Band Pro is your answer. It's also from Banggood, and the review on this one is up on this channel as well. So check that out. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit cheaper, does not have GPS built into it, but it can do GPS track with the phone if you carry it with you. But it does have the full-on AMOLED screen and the same always-on appearance. I know, confusing, but sit with it. You got 3 different choices, all from Xiaomi, Redmi, and they're all pretty darn good. It just depends on where you are and what you want. Thanks for watching, gang, and we'll see you again soon.